Okay, pollination. It is a process when your pollen grain, okay? Now let me draw it so that you can, next time when I'll ask you, you'll able to relate it with my bad drawing and you will not ask me to explain it again because that will be a torture for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're agreeing with that. I'm that bad with my
No,
drawing.
no, not like that.
Okay, it's okay. Like sometimes I'm really good, but most of the time it's like just okay. Okay. Can you tell me what is the name of these organs? What is this?
The pollen grain.
The whole structure is not a pollen grain.
It's called an anther, is it not?
Yeah, it's an anther, or you can say the male reproductive organ. And what is this?
The stigma.
Yeah, and it's a female. Reproductive organ. How is your school going on? Okay, and this one is your pollen grain. See, just have a look at the screen. Are you drawing the structures?
Yeah.
Okay, draw it.
I've just finished.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is your pollen grain. So the process of transferring your pollen grains from anther, like from anther to the stage part of the stigma, or you can simply say to a stigma. This process, like transferring of this pollen from the anther to stigma, is your pollination. It's a
Oh.
transfer of pollen grains from an anther to a stigma. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So this is how you need to explain pollination. This process takes place before the process of fertilization. Like after this, the process of fertilization will take place. Okay.
Okay.
I hope this is clear.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, now you know what are the parts of flower. We are pretty well known with the functions of parts of flower. You know
Yeah.
about the difference between sexual and asexual reproduction in plants. Also, you're
Yes.
familiar with the process of pollination. Also, the
So,
agents. Yes.
yeah.
Also, the agents of pollination. So now
Yeah.
we will start with fertilization. After this, the process of fertilization will occur, where you can say it's a process of making more. But that's not exactly the definition of explaining fertilization. Okay, so what happens is you can say it's a process or it occurs when a pollen nucleus fuses with an ovum nucleus in the ovule. Okay. Like when the nucleus of your pollen it fuses with the nucleus of the ovum, that process is known as fertilization.
It happens, like underneath the stigma?
Yeah, when your pollen grain settles on the stigma, after that, this process begins.
Also, it goes all the way down the stigma.
When it will reach down into the stigma, but that part will also be covered in fertilization, like how your pollen will reach the ovary of the stigma. We will discuss that right now.
Um,
Okay. So what happens is, as you know that your pollens are like if we talk about in case of humans, the male cell is your sperm, and that contains a tail, right? And
yeah.
that tails helps in the process of moving to reach the ovum or to reach the egg cell. But in case of plants, the pollen do not have any tail, so they cannot make any movement without any help. Okay, they need help for the process of movement. So what happens is, as they will reach the stigma, they will, what will happen? There will be a formation of a pollen tube. Okay, so but this pollen tube formation will also, let me tell you how it will get formed. Let's say this is your stigma. This one is your ovary. These are your ovules. So let's say here is your stigma pollen. So once it will reach here, the next process will take place. Like, what are the next process? So the next process is the process of formation of pollen tube. But that too have a condition, like it will not get formed as soon as the pollen grain will settle down on the stigma. No, it will not happen like that. First requirement is that it will only happen if the pollen grain has landed on the right kind of stigma. Okay, are you
Mm.
getting my point?
Yeah.
I mean to say that the same species as the flower the pollen came from, the flower should be from the same species from where the pollen have came. Otherwise, there will be no further process will take place. The
Mm-hmm.
pollen tube will only be formed if the flower on which the pollen is present belongs to the same species as that of the pollen grain. Then only the process of pollen tube formation will take place. Now, what will happen as it will settle down here and the plant catches like, okay, this is from the same flower, the stigma is of the same flower. So there will be a formation of tube like this. And this
But
tube will remain extended to till ovary. It will be like this. Okay. So the whole pollen will not enter the inside part of the stigma. No, the whole pollen will not enter. Only the nucleus part, only the nucleus of this pollen will slip down the tube and it will grow down the style towards the ovary, like through the style. This part is known as your style.
but if it wasn't from the same flower, if the
Nothing will
polygon was not
happen.
from the same flower, would it
Nothing.
not go down?
Yeah, it will not go down. Nothing will happen.
Okay.
This one is style. This one is known as stage. And this is your ovary. And these are your ovules. So only the nucleus part will slips down this tube and it will grow towards the ovary through the style. Now, okay, are you writing this like part?
No, I'm writing what you were saying. If the polygon is not from the same place, the nucleus will not go
Okay,
down.
okay, okay. You can just let me know. Okay, you write down the thing, and if you're lacking something, you can just let me know. The exact word will be species, that the flower should be of same species.
Done.
Okay. So you have written till now that your nucleus of the pollen have reached the ovary, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what will happen? The ovary now contains one or more ovules. It depends on flower. Some flower will have only one ovule, whereas some can have more than one, or they can have many ovules within it. So what will happen? Each contain an ovum. Like ovules contain an ovum, and the ovum have the female nucleus that the male nucleus can fuse with. See, the nucleus which is coming from pollen is a male nucleus, right?
Yeah.
It's a male nucleus. And why it is coming? Just to fuse the female nucleus. And where is that female nucleus present in the ovary? It is present inside the ovules.